They're the now and they're the future.
Have you made the switch yourself? Have you got renewables at your place? Maybe solar, maybe batteries. Is it working for you? 1300 222 1025. I'm joined by the CEO of the Clean Energy Council, Jackie Trad, here on 102.5 ABC Perth Drive with Oliver Peterson. Jackie, given the global issues, how important is independent energy security?
Well, I think personally, Ollie, coming over on the flight to WA just yesterday, it was the conversation happening between two fellas sitting in front of me. So I think that is a demonstration that people are actually talking about energy security in a way that is really important. It's been important forever. But right now, with the crisis coming out of the Middle East due to the conflict, it's front and centre for people. And we know that the more orderly transition we make to electrification, that the more independent we are going to be when it comes to energy security. That independence, and we know that global politics is really unstable. We know that cost of living pressures are biting for people. So the more independence we have, the more security we have, and the more economic prosperity we have.
Would you like to see more offshore wind projects, Jackie?
I think where they make sense, where they stack up commercially, where any environmental impacts are mitigated and reduced. I think that wind resources are a terrific resource. I mean, they produce power in the terawatts. We talk about megawatts and gigawatts. Offshore wind actually produces power in the terawatt sphere. And what that means is industrial level electrification for really important blue-collar jobs, really important regional jobs. So to my mind, it's a no-brainer as long as it stacks up commercially and as long as any environmental impact can be mitigated.
Let's talk about some challenges. What do you see Western Australia facing in this sector of renewables at the moment, Jackie? And are some of those challenges unique to this side of the country versus the eastern states?
I think that the challenges are pretty well felt everywhere across the country. We need to make sure that communities, get a share in the benefit going forward, and that's why the CEC, alongside industry, has been working on best practice charter. We really understand that transmission really needs to get rolled out because big projects need connection certainty, and that underscores the commerciality of these projects. So we do know that, in making sure that we've got the transmission in place, making sure that we are storing electricity, particularly that electricity that's generated in the middle of the day when there's negative pricing. So batteries, utility scale batteries, as well as domestic scale batteries are put on, come onto the market. So these are all challenges that the whole network is experiencing. But WA, because it's not interconnected, it doesn't rely on other players in other jurisdictions, it also has some really strong, unique advantages.
Is there more that the state and the federal government can do to support that transition?
Well, we think that the government has done just a terrific job to date, but of course there's always more to do. I mean, we have retiring coal fleets right across Australia, in WA, on the East Coast, and we need to prepare in a very orderly way to transition out of coal because these generators are coming to end of life. They're down a lot more than your unscheduled maintenance. So we need to make sure that we are transitioning orderly, and we need to make sure that, we aren't putting workers in unsafe environments. So that's why there's always more to do.
And just finally, what do you make of concerns that these rebates, these grant programs can be inflationary or driving up government spending?
Well, I think that that's an argument that can be made around any sort of government spending, but I think West Australians and Australians are voting with their feet when it comes to their own energy independence. So yes, government incentives open up the market. They drive down the cost of really expensive equipment like home batteries. So that should be applauded. But I think Australians have made up their mind, judging by how much they're actually purchasing and installing home batteries and solar panels.
Jackie Trad, I appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ollie.
That is the CEO of the Clean Energy Council, Jackie Trad, joining us on Drive this afternoon. 1300 22 1025. Have you made that switch yourself to renewables? Maybe you've got some solar panels at home. Maybe you've secured that rebate for a new home battery, or perhaps your business is looking to cut emissions. I'd love to hear your stories on Drive. My number, 1300 22